There's always been a need for wildlife rehabilitation. Even when I was just a single one-person show, there was always more than I could handle, more than I could do. So before the Humane Society was here, it was over on Pennsylvania Avenue, and there was a wildlife rehabilitation program. All the animals that came in were farmed out to licensed rehabbers or sub-permittees. So I had many jobs in that. I was a caretaker, but I morphed into the wildlife rehabilitator coordinator, and it was my job to triage all the incoming animals and then make the appropriate, get on the phone and phone tree them out to the appropriate people to rehabilitate them. Eventually we moved over here. In 2002, I approached the then director, or still director, Pam McLeod, about starting a wildlife center here. She was in agreement. Their animal care person, kennel manager in those days was Dave Madden, and with his help kind of as a liaison between me and the staff of the Humane Society, we started the Wildlife Center. So the very first year we started rehabilitating here, we treated 107 patients. The very first years of the Wildlife Center was mostly the Dave and Pat show, supplemented by volunteers that we got from Dane County Humane Society, people who would go out on their lunch hour and assist us and help with that. It wasn't until we got enough animals coming in and Dave found a spot for a little bit of budget that we were able to approach and hire an actual coordinator to coordinate volunteers. From its inception, volunteers have been very instrumental towards the growth of the Wildlife Center. Even when it was just me and Dave, we still relied on a few people to help us for our hundreds of animals. But today, they're treating thousands of animals, and without good, dedicated volunteers, it simply could not be done. It's very time consumptive. It's expensive, so they also do appreciate donations. Volunteers are integral to the growth of an organization like this. Pretty bare bones when it started, both budget-wise, volunteer-wise. It is I'm amazed when I come to check it out now. There's structure and buildings and cages made to specifications and everything. I give most of the credit to the wonderful coordinators they've had, like Jackie, Brooke, and all the others. People ask, why do you do this? You're not going to make a difference in the number of hawks that are out there. You're not going to make a difference in the number of, what difference does it make if you save a robin? Well, it makes a difference to that robin. And for me, as a human being or another species on this planet, it makes a difference to me, to my karma, to my ability to face today and know that we did our best and that we're trying to undo some of the harm that our species has done to the planet and our animals. One of my highlights of assisting at the Wildlife Center was in the training of both interns to carry on the work that I had started and the volunteers as well. I like teaching. I don't have as much time for it as I wish, but when you find another person that shares the interest and, even more rare, the ability to connect and work with you and stay with it, not like a passing, I want to pet bunnies for a summer, but someone who really incorporates it into their being, that gives me hope for the planet and for the continuation of things like this, because I don't feel it's just me. You can see it in the other people around you, and it's a thing. It's kind of, I look at it as sort of my legacy. I didn't have kids. My first love is nature. My first love is animals, and I made something that really, it's still flourishing, and it will hopefully go on after I'm dead. And I think Dave feels the same way, but we're proud of, not us, but what it has become and accomplished, and all of the people that have worked hard to make it what it is.